Welcome to the BowTie Breakdown. I'm Garry Morin, the BowTie Guy, and today I am on the road. I'm out here in Pawtucket, Rhode Island at Anchor Financial with my friend Joe Baptista. Joe, welcome.
Thank you, Garry.
Thank you for letting us stop by today. Joe, before we jump into anything, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and Anchor Financial?
Absolutely, Garry. And before we start, I wanted to compliment you on these great videos.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I've had the chance to be able to watch a lot of them, and I like the way you deliver a lot of value, and it's good. I think it's
I
good
appreciate that.
One of my big things has always been education, so, this is what you're doing, I think is a great thing.
Awesome, and I certainly appreciate you joining us and letting us stop by and bring all of our equipment in today, so thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, happy to be here. So, a little bit about Anchor before we start, right? So, Anchor, I opened Anchor in 2000, so we're about 22 years in business now.
Oh, okay.
So we've been around for a while.
Yep.
I've been in mortgages almost 30 years now, kind of showing my age, I guess.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, I know. So, I've been doing this for a while.
So a lot of expertise mixed in there.
Yeah, and I'm fortunate to have also with me not only my experience, but also I've got a great staff here.
Yep.
So my underwriter's been in the business almost as long as me. He's been with me like 15 years. I've got my operations manager here with 16 years. So just a lot of experience that we have.
So you have a very close-knit team that's been together for a long time.
We do, and it's so important because it's all about the customer experience, right? So we want, to me, we're a small company, we're a small family company. We have to compete with the big Bankzillas of the world, the Rocket Mortgages and the Bank America or whatever. So we have to stand out. And the way that we do that is just with making sure the clients have a great experience, providing all the programs that are available, bringing value to people, making sure that we can stand out amongst everyone else.
Awesome. Yeah. And you've been in this particular location on Lonsdale Ave?
For the whole time, yeah.
Wow.
So when I started, I was looking at, should, go and rent somewhere or, but being a mortgage professional, right? We don't rent, right? We don't want anybody to rent.
Nope.
So I looked around and, obviously just starting out, didn't have a huge budget to be able to purchase something, but found this great location here in 22 years ago. Things weren't as expensive as they are now, thank God. I was able to purchase it. This was originally, this building here was, I was told, it was the third gas station in the state of Rhode Island.
Oh, wow.
This building is old.
So you're like a staple here.
This is like a historic landmark.
Yes.
So we used to have the Paw Sox, now we have Anchor Financial. So.
That's awesome. Even better, right?
Yeah, right, even better. It's an upgrade as far as I'm concerned.
Exactly. So Joe's here today. He's going to talk to us about first-time home buyer programs. Yes. There's a lot of them out there, but we're going to kind of dig into a few specifics on some of them. So, Joe, what kind of things are out there? Like I hear about down payment assistance, closing cost assistance. Can you kind of touch base a little bit on like what these programs entail?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's important, especially today, because the cost of rent is so high, right? People can't afford to save up down payment.
The rental prices shot up there, right, with the sales prices.
It's crazy. It's like, just in the last couple of years, probably 35%, you've seen increases in rent. So
some folks are seeing more than that. Not to get off subject, I have a friend of mine that his rent doubled in the last year. He went from $1,100 to $2,200 in 1 year. So it just kind of gives you
a 100% rent increase, right?
Yes.
So own your own home, you won't have to deal with that, and it's not easy for everyone, but if you prepare yourself and you take the right steps and you work with the right professionals, it can be done. And with the down payment assistance, right, it's a key component because, like we were just saying, the cost of rent is so high. How can people save up for the down payment, right? So depending on where you're going to purchase, we have access to pretty much every down payment assistance program that's available, right? If you're here in our home state of Rhode Island, right, we work, we're partners with Rhode Island Housing. We're like the third ranked lender in the state with them. We do a broker, I should say. We do a ton of business with Rhode Island Housing. They're one of our number one partners. And the key with that is there are minimum credit score requirements, right? So I don't want to go into so many details where we're going to blow your head off.
Right. Yeah, we don't want to confuse people crazy. But, we're just trying to
let's give you the basics, right? So for a Rhode Island housing loan right now, they have a minimum credit score of 620. So you have to have So
it's lower than what people would expect.
It's not that bad, right? So sometimes people think you have to walk on water in order to buy a house. Yeah. It's not true, right?
Commonly I'm asked that do I need an 800 credit score?
Right, not at all. 620 gets you in the door, and the rates are the same. Whether you have this with Rhode Island Housing anyway, whether you have the 620 credit score on the FHA product that they have, whether you have the 620 or 700, you're getting the same rate.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's they want to make sure that you're going to be successful as a homeowner, right? Their skin is in the game with you, right? Rhode Island Housing, if you're not successful, they're not going to be successful.
And that makes sense.
Right. So they don't want to give you a high rate where you're not going to be successful. So you get the benefit of better rates, even if your credit maybe isn't quite where it needs to be.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I've never seen a credit report I can't fix. Right.
Okay.
So if the credit isn't where it needs to be, we'll fix it. We'll get it.
You heard that, guys,
So
right?
there it is,
you
right?
need some credit repair. You just heard that little note.
Yeah. So, it's like fixing a car. You can't figure out what you need to fix on a credit report until you kind of open up the hood and see what's underneath. But we don't charge anything for application fees or credit report fees or anything. So, and we'll even give you a free copy of your credit report too.
Awesome.
So once we pull it, we'll send it to you, secure copy, so that you can. We're going to work together to get it where it needs to be. But back to the credit score requirements. It's the minimum credit score of 620, and for mass housing, to jump over the state lines here, right? If we go to Massachusetts, which we also work with mass housing, that's a 640 minimum credit score.
Oh, okay. So still a little bit higher, but still not as high as what people think.
The mass housing program, the qualifications are a little bit more stringent than the Rhode Island housing program. Surprisingly not. People usually think Rhode Island's harder for anything, right?
Yeah.
But they're both very good programs. And the key is to take the applicant's information and to determine which of the programs are going to be best for them.
So you don't just stuff somebody into a program right off the bat. You kind of educate them, give them the options of what they qualify for and what would be the best kind of course of action for them.
That's exactly, because everybody's different.
Yes.
Everybody's different. Every situation's different. Every property is different. Where the property is located, right? Is it in Mass? Is it in Connecticut, Rhode Island? I know you're licensed in all 3 states, right? I'm licensed in Mass, Connecticut, Rhode Island. Plus, we go up to Maine and down as low as Florida. So when you're ready to retire, we can help you down there too.
All over the
That's
country.
it. We got the snowbirds covered. So that was a fun license to get. I had to go to Florida to get the license. So to take the education. So I like that one. But determining the loan program is dependent upon the application. Right?
Okay.
The application or the information from the applicant is the key to the whole process. If we get a good application and we uncover everything we need to know, do the right credit report work, we're like FBI agents, really, is what it comes down to.
And I've personally worked with Joe and his team, so I can vouch for that. They do some deep diving, they give you some information and a lot of updates, so I love working with you guys.
Thank you. It's communication is key. Communication is key. We have a great automated system as well that will send updates to clients along the process and stuff. So the more you know, the better the process is going to be.
Good.
So it's all about education and communication to us.
That was the Bowtie Breakdown. I'm Garry Morin, the BowTie Guy. This is my friend Joe Baptista from Anchor Financial. That was First Time Homebuyer Programs. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.